most of these matchups is you trade health in the lane to gain priority. So what you can do is, because you're running the corrupting pot, you basically just burn through them as fast as possible, and you just fight, and you try to out-sustain your opposition. And basically the person that comes out with more health at the end ends up coming out on top. And you can see right now, Caps is leading with the health ever so slightly, but also those biscuits are there to add additional sustain.
Oh, flash in.
Going forward. Carzzy now flashing out very early into the laning phase, already bullied away and still taking a lot of damage on the back end of that trade.
Now a really big thing is happening here. Elioya's pathing top, and he showed around bot side mid, so they know he's pathing top. And what Mickey's doing there, he's just flashing in to get Carzzy some, so when the dive comes in later on, it's much easier. So now Carzzy no flash, luckily didn't have to burn the heal, but now the big problem for Mad Lions is G2 have that option to dive bot. Yes, Mad Lions have TPs to respond, but G2 could do so too. So we'll see if Elioya can find something top side, because for now, G2 are still forcing down towards bot lane, similar to game 1.
And in the previous game, Wunder was an immovable object on the top side of the map. It took so many resources for Mad Lions to try and shut him down. It was ultimately unsuccessful. This time, maybe they can change things. Elioya now fully committed for this dive. Wunder could be in trouble here. They're going to go in 1, 2, 3 on the autos, healing up as much as he can. The flashback out to safety. Elioya tanking, but it's first blood to the side of Mad Lions. No response from the side of G2.
Yeah, really clean dive there. Elioya just forces it. Wave stacked up. Maybe that's how the matchup's supposed to go. Maybe that's something Mad Lions have practiced and they know will happen, and that's why they're pathing top and making sure that they can shut down this time change. Didn't happen earlier on in the first game, but this time around they do find the advantage. Now Jankos is not spotted, but Mad Lions should know he's down here. Armut has based, and I think if he saves his TP here, he should be able to match this bot dive, but he's going to have to use it. Might be a 3v3.
Sin, Sonic Wave, that's a lot of TPs being burned. G2 looks like they want nothing to do with this dive, but Jankos has been caught up, but they're not going to have enough damage to follow it up. Armut now stepping forward. Trade 1 for 1 on the TPs, but G2 still behind in terms of successful dives.
So this time around, Mad's much more prepared in the early game. They have good control with their early vision. They are able to set up for an early dive on the top side. They're able to match Armut's TP with Caps's, which means that Humanoid can TP back into mid. And while Carzzy did lose his flash in the straight up 2 versus 2, he is, of course, losing priority in this matchup anyway, so it's somewhat as you expect in terms of the pressure that he's being put under. So props to Mad, definitely not suffering from what was a pretty devastating early game from game 1.
Yeah, and the wave state was in a really good position for Armut. It was pushed all the way into the tower, and Wunder had to stack a wave and push in as quickly as he could, and Armut can get back up here into time to catch it despite going towards bot lane. And like I said, Humanoid can push him in. That'll help his lane phase out, but for now G2 have push in top, and they've still got a push in bot. Carzzy's still very low, no potions. And G2 still pressuring down towards bot, but Elioya's respawn is bot side. He should be able to bail their bot lane out, and Jankos is going to go towards his respawn on the top side of the map.
But as mentioned already, a much stronger start for the Mad Lions. Yes, it is only a single kill, but remember last game we gave so much praise to G2 for how incredible they were across the board. You can see in that game 1, massive gold differences coming through, very steadily building that one up. And Mad Lions might have something to say about it this time around, as Elioya's in the bottom side. Reckless has already used the jump. Mickey potentially in no man's land. It looks like he might want that kill into Carzzy. Ignite, a little bit more damage, but he can't pop the barrel. One more auto, he wants to finish it, but it's not going to work. No, he gets it in the end. It's a 1 for 1.
So well played by Mickey. He had no flash, and Mad Lions knew it. Elioya came down because his bot camps respawned there. They tried to get the kill. Mickey, great turn onto Carzzy.
Wow. I'm very surprised that Mickey was able to pull that one off. I thought he was CC'd long enough that he needed one more auto attack off. But let's have a look back at this quick replay. So the engage comes down onto Reckless. He immediately reacts and is able to create a gap. Carzzy, of course, also tanking up damage from the minions. But have a look at this. So Mickey can't quite get his Q off because he's CC'd for a little bit too long, so he doesn't get that additional damage. But I think the Aftershock actually does enough damage for the Ignite to finish him. So props to Mickey there, showcasing his Gragas prowess.
Yeah, I think maybe if Carzzy just kept running up towards Elioya, he could have been fine there, but he backtracked. Now, Wave in a bad state for Armut, has no flash. Wunder's level 6, Jankos is around. I think there's no way out of this one, Armut.
Armut level 6, though, is pretty big. Needlework is a lot of immediate healing, but Devour comes in. Jankos should get a clean fall off on the setup on the Q. Armut dashing, dipping, ducking, diving, healing up a ton. This is Gwen. She's level 6. She's got a ton of healing, and if the kick doesn't land, they might not have the damage. We're going to have to hold that thought. Instantly, Caps now coming in. He throws a Raptor into the face of Elioya. How about that one? Raptor's fighting back. Wunder coming in on the top side. They finally take down Armut, and across the board, G2 for getting some work done.
So I'm not entirely sure what happened on the bot side of the map, but G2, they punish Armut up towards the top side. The wave was pushing towards Wunder. They're able to find an effective gank, and while Jankos was very close to losing his life, as Humanoid's now in danger.
Chain CC now coming in, instant follow-up damage, and goodbye. Reckless with a happy B. G2 incredible couple minutes now.
But also just what is going on for Mads? Like, they had such a great start to the game, and now all of a sudden, everything seems to be blundering. So let's have a look and see what exactly happened here. So Kaiser and Elyoya grouping up to gain a little bit of prio in mid. They're looking to get a little bit of deep vision. Reckless collapses in as Caps makes his way back up, and they end up just going for a fight 2 versus 3.
Mad Lions looking to keep the tempo up, though. They're not looking to get dropped back there. Mickey going to go with the body slam for the interrupt, but Kaiser waited just long enough. That said, the dive absolutely collapses. That was not G2 outplaying. That was Mad overstaying.
Yeah, I wonder what Jankos' pathing was there. I think he read the play really, really well because all his camps are up. He must have ran through bot to make sure that this dive didn't go through. Mad Lions didn't expect him to be there. Answers really well, and they win out on the dive. A lot of fighting going on, you know. Armut almost pulled off the 1v2 because the Qs just weren't hitting. Hang on here, Reckless. Getting traded on, but Elyoya just greeting for Raptors. Caps dropped mid-wave, collapsed, flash stunned them both, and Mon is able there to respond there to win the fight, and G2 just responding to Mad Lions' plays, which are now backfiring.
I think that's exactly it, Kadril. The reality is that G2 actually haven't had to do a huge amount in the last few minutes. They've just been punishing these mistakes from Mad Lions, this over-aggression, where it feels like that they're trying to claw a lead here. Remember that when you look at their composition, a lot of it is playing through sides, trying to utilize things like the Rise ultimate, having the Leona group up with Xin and create some pressure mid so that they can move around the map, but so far they're just being punished.
Caps no flash though. Humanoid doesn't have ult to pop Kaiser across, and Mickey's hit reads the play very well. It's going to help him push out this wave. Make sure Caps is safe. G2 have the bot push, and in turn that helps Caps out, so should be fine. And for now, nothing happened. Just a lot of trading in top by the looks of it. And I think Mad Lions going to move towards his top side. Herald's up, both AD carries, handshaking in bot side. So it's a 4v4 on the top side of the map. And Jankos is looking up top again. Armut, of course, no flash. Wunder has the ultimate.
Maybe can look to get something done. Mad Lions bringing members in, though. They can look for the collapse of themselves. Maybe G2 can collapse on the collapsers, but Armut now going to walk away clean for now. That is the ultimate use from Wunder. Armut holding onto the needlework for the fight to come if they want to contest this Herald.
Yeah, 2 ultimates gone, so Mad Lions. Although Kaiser's not level 6 and Mickey is, who just went mid to get the wave. Now he's level 6, Kaiser's level 5, so ultimates aren't too far apart. Caps is going to move there as well. It's a 4v4. Mad Lions are quite stacked up, and they're flanked from top. They're flanked from bot side. Jankos is there too.
Kaiser finding the initial engage, trying to burn him down, but the aftershock is still proc. Elyoya jumping forward, trying to get as much damage down as he can. Armut now in there with the needlework. He's going to be able to land a few, but G2 just splitting up. They're not letting a single member go down. Caps now going to be in trouble. Mickey running. That's the needlework now coming in. Suddenly, Mad Lions have turned the fight. Jankos, will he go back in with the kick? They're trying to get a little bit more damage down, but they know that they've lost this one. Realm Warp in, Humanoid, and Armut descending on G2. They're going to get some kills back for themselves. Armut just barely making it out.
So this time round, Mad are able to find a successful skirmish. They leverage the fact that this composition is much better at these extended trades. Gwen, Rise, when they're able to ramp up, they're able to really ramp it up. Very well played from the Mad Lions. They get a lot more kills on the board. They don't actually decide to go for the Herald. They decide not to risk it at the fear of the TP potentials. And instead will choose to just take away with the fight.
Yeah, I think an important thing here is Mickey's level 6, so yes, G2 want to opt into this fight, but Reckless has a lot of gold onto G2, so this 4v4 is not as one-sided as you might think. Kaiser dies straight away, so it looks pretty bad for Mad Lions, but look at Armut. His ultimate goes through 3 people right here, and he's able to just hit Mickey, Caps, and Wunder all at the same time while Humanoid's free-hitting, and then once the front line dies, Humanoid can ult himself in to finish off the back line.
I think that Armut actually also does a really great job of soaking up a lot of damage. He mitigates a lot of the Qs from Caps that's just hitting them into the Gwen sphere, and actually soaking up a lot of that. So props to Armut leveraging the Gwen, showcasing and running it back.
And like last game, we saw Mad Lions had a single target damage comp. Lee Sin, Twisted Fate, Ezreal. This time around, with Rise, with Gwen, when people are stacked up, they can start to melt through all the members of G2.
And this is the short-range power you talk about with the Rise. Once there's no one threatening him, he just gets to throw down so much damage in these exchanges. And it's only going to get harder as the game goes on if G2 cannot keep Humanoid at arm's length. That's without a single item completed. Rise is only going to get scarier the later we go into the game. For now, though, G2, Wunder trying to keep pressure on the top side. And across the board, only 700 gold separates these teams.
Yeah, much better game than game 1. By this time, G2 had a Dragon, they had Herald, they were cracking open bot tower, but still, both neutrals are still up, and Mad Lions aren't too far behind in gold. They can start contesting the push. You can see Humanoids pushing in mid, because Caps is going to blue, of course, and Cards is able to start pushing in these bot waves, so Mad Lions have room to contest and start to contest the control specifically to stop these neutrals from being started.
Now, Humanoid does have push in mids. They've also been able to rotate through bot first, and Armut has the TP advantage. This suggests to me that Mad Lions right now is looking to secure themselves the first strike of the game, and Jankos, knowing that they likely can't contest, is actually just going to cross-map on the other side. But Mad are actually looking for kills.
Oh, yeah, now with the follow-up, looking for the knock up there. Going to get knocked back into the tower, though. That's going to be big. Crescent Guard going to mitigate some of the immediate damage coming in from Reckless. Won't quite stop any follow-up, but he's going to walk away for now. Mickey X, though, walking out with his life is big because Jankos is already on the top side, taking away this Herald.
Yeah, Humanoid needs to get back to mid, though, because Caps is able to get some platings of his own. So a small trade-off going in here from mid to bot. But the important thing is, when Jankos gets this Herald, he can base, run bot, cover Reckless, and Herald bot tower. So Mad Lions are on a timer here, because you can see now, Jankos is based. He's sprinting bot. Caps is pushing in mid. He has TP up. So Mad Lions think this is going to be the last plate they can get. They're going to have to back off and start this Dragon. And then G2 will be the ones who can control this bot side of the map. I expect Jankos to pop the Herald down there, similar to game 1.
Pressure now, though. Oh, you're going to take away this Drake. At least it won't just be G2 taking literally everything on the map, much closer around in this early game, as we've said a few times now. But Jankos, if it's a successful gank here, they may be able to break bottom. That said, Elyoya already on the bottom side. Doesn't have a ton of mana, but should be enough to try to fight, but no ultimate as well. Fight kicking off. Double TP now from the side of Mad. Jankos going to need to escape very quickly, but he's already used the hop. He's used the kickback now, too, and G2 need to turn the fight. But this is a man advantage for the Mad Lions. Instantly, Carzy into the backside. Caps and Reckless pulling back, retreating. Mad Lions finding opportunities, finding kills in the exchange.
It felt like Mad was reading the play well. The flash
to the wall instantly. Going to find one back. Mad Lions ruthless in that exchange.
Mad Lions utilizing their TP advantage so well. G2 wanted to try and use the Herald bots. They wanted to try and contest control around the Drake area and open up the map for their bot lane. But because Armut had the TP, Mad were primed and ready, and now they're going for more.
Here we go. Rinse and repeat here on the dives. Elyoya going forward. Wind becomes lightning, will not connect, but that's still going to be the tower dropping down.
You're completely right, Bedius. They initially put the bot play into play. They dropped the Herald, and they're actually able to force G2 out, put some vision behind the tower, behind the waves, and then when G2 want to make their own play, they TP behind them. Look at that ward just in the tri-bush area, dodging the pink. TP's coming on the wave. Reckless can't fight this. He has to just instantly run away, and now Jankos and Mickey are way too deep. Mad Lions, perfect play, set up to perfection, and that's going to get them 3-4 kills, a bot tower. Herald's going to go mid, as you can see on the bottom left there for G2, but they're not going to pick up a tower completely. And Mad Lions looking alive in game 2.
And it looked like Wonder was actually rotating from top down towards the Drake, but he was just a little too slow on the Tahm Kench. You don't have that same global presence that you used to with your ultimate, which means that it is a little bit harder to join the rest of your team. Really good response from Mad Lions. They now find themselves with the gold lead coming into the 15-minute mark. And Mad showcasing that they do definitely still have some fight in this series.
Yeah, look at the items. Humanoid has a Liandry's completed, not an Everfrost. I presume that's because of the front line. The G2 have 3 melee kind of champions. Lee Sin, Gragas, Tahm Kench, which will be very, very tanky. Should be able to shred through them. And Mad Lions have a lot of control of their map now, specifically towards the bot side. But top side is struggling a bit. Carzy
waiting, not quite long enough on the blast cone there. Jankos now right on top of him. Maybe going to look to finish this one up. The kick back, the second Q not going to be denied there. Kaiser had some good CC, but still a little bit of a solo kill there for Jankos in the jungle.
In the wise words of a jungler that I know, damn jungle mains!
Who said that?
I don't know. His name escapes me.
Oh, wow. No, that was so well played by Jankos. Really good patience on the blast cone. Kind of like a stare down there with Carzy gets a solo kill. But the top side was falling apart. Mad Lions had to play defensive. Disrespected. Jankos punished it. But however, the bot side, just like I said, in Mad Lions' control. Humanoid pushes in mid. They should get this bot tier 2. I think they might lose their mid tier 1 for this because Humanoid is definitely over-rotating here a bit to make sure the wave can crash. But still, bot tier 2, a lot of gold.
Yeah, a lot of map movements right now from both sides. And as mentioned, a very good pick coming up from the side of Jankos. Let's see if they will actually secure this tower. Given that Carzy is the only one here, I imagine he's a little too afraid to approach. And that will be a tower secured. So, about a 1.2k gold lead sitting for Mad Lions right now. As you mentioned, a lot of items being completed. And I think that right now, a lot of the next couple of minutes will be set up. A little bit more control over the map and catching a lot of these waves that need to be cleaned up.
Yeah, and I think they're going to go into a 1-3-1 here. Carzy, Kaiser, and Elyoya focusing towards mid. Humanoid top, Armut bot. Humanoid should win out on the side lane in 1v1s, but for now, G2's ward, you can see that ward in between towers has spotted out Humanoid. That's why Reckless and Jankos are staying around. They want him to walk up to the wave, but he knows something's up. He's calling Kaiser. Humanoid, the old Humanoid might just go for the wave, and he might die on side lane, but for now he's playing safe, waiting for his support jungle. Armut doesn't have TP though, so taking a fight here might be risky. Wonder does.
Mickey now caught out. I don't know how much room he has. The body slam's going to be blocked on all sides by the entire team, and that's going to be an easy pickup. Mickey staying too long. Mad the ones to punish.
Yeah, great punish. Wonder was basing, so he couldn't TP. Mickey way too deep for Reckless, Jankos, and Caps to help him out, so Mad Lions punishing Mickey there. They should regain control of top now because their only objective on the map realistically is this top tier 1.
And it's kind of surprising that the person who was supposed to be collapsed on ends up finding the pick themselves. As you already said, Mickey with a bit of an overstep. 4 deaths so far this game, and G2 with the kill lead. with the Drake spawning in about a minute's time, Mad are actually investing a lot of time around the top side of the map. And I think they're going to be looking to push through bot with the Gwen and then slowly start to translate that vision from the top side down towards the bot.
Yeah, you're completely right, especially with Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. And the amount of damage that Mad Lions have compared to last game. Hang on a second, Jankos might find Humanoid here, no flash.
Still going to commit. Red buff as well. He's rolling through. Challenging Smite. Big damage now coming in. Kicking it back into Reckless. That's an alley-oop, baby. All-star game material right there. Shut down for Reckless.
Yeah.
Well played.
Jankos finding all these plays for G2. Almost like keeping them alive in this early game. You know, if Humanoid can push out these waves and move towards Dragon, if Carzzy can push out top and move towards bot side, it's really hard for G2 to contest. But these picks are really helping out Jankos stepping up.
And in the early game, this game was entirely about Elyoya. He has 100% kill participation in this game. Jankos is firing back in the mid game. And Elyoya needs to keep the pace going as he looks for the third auto. Guard won't quite connect, but this has really been a battle of what these junglers can do. Jankos involved in 5 of the kills, basically 2 solo kills just about with Reckless there to help him out. And Elyoya in every single kill and every single dive and every single play, much more of a team game for Mad in this second game.
Definitely great to see Elyoya stepping up. He hasn't had the strongest split, but usually when playoffs comes around is where we get to see this young player shine against Jankos, who's been in form. He was very impactful in game 1. I think he ended the scoreline with 2, 1, and 13 on his Xin Zhao, and his early game was very impressive as he has been all split long. But now the Drake is going to be started up for the Mad Lions. Based on the positioning of G2, looks like they're just going to make the cross map. They're going to secure themselves the Herald. This can then be used for bot or top, and they don't want to take the fight for the time being. Especially when you look at these skirmish champions, these champions that often play through sides, this is where you kind of have to be quite scared of them. The 2-item mark is actually when they are very, very powerful. I think G2 just want to wait a little bit longer, get the Tristana a little bit stronger, get a little bit more levels and range under her belt, and then they can start looking for those front-to-back fights.
Yeah, and as tanky as G2's frontline was last game, this time around, Mad Lions have a lot of percent HP shred. Liandry's Rise, you've got Gwen with true damage. Kaisa also has a lot of percent HP as well, so this frontline will get melted a lot quicker than last game, especially given the fact that they're even in gold, and they don't even get this top tier one on the trade-off of Dragon, so Mad Lions are going to get Herald too. G2 really afraid to take any fights right now.
G2, players in the area, but not willing to contest. And this is big because last game, when the gold was very close, it was nearly 3 Drakes to G2 at 20 minutes. It was actually 3 Drakes to G2 at 20 minutes. Mad Lions only 2 this time around. But kind of reversing what we saw in the first game. Much more controlled, much more coordinated. Opted for the Gwen counter pick a second time, but this time they made it work with the help of the Xin Zhao jungle. And now even more money is going to be funneled into the back pocket of Armut here. It looks like they're going to try to give him solo tower gold.
I think they can go for 2 perhaps. Yeah, Kaiser's spacing, but Elyoya and Carzzy are around. Carzzy staying around to push the wave, so they're dropping mid, they're dropping bot. As good as this looks for Mad Lions, I think G2 can also cross-map despite not having the Herald. The wave's a bit late to bot tower though, so it might just be a 2-for-1 tower trade. Good play for Mad Lions.
Really good use of the Heralds. Mad Lions look like a completely different team this time around, and it just goes to show how much draft really does give you options at the highest level of play. We talked so much about how Mad wanted to try and play through sides, but they couldn't, right? They couldn't lock down the LeBlanc, they couldn't lock down the Tahm Kench, but this time around, G2 have to play through 2 lanes. They can't play through 3 because of how difficult they are to deal with in the side.
Armut's got 3 towers. He got 3 towers in exchange, and Humanoid's TP towards the bot side. He saw Reckless pushing it out. Maybe he's looking for him here. Jankos spotted him out. He ulted to bot, I can see, but he's going to back off. So he TP'd to the entrance Raptors, then ulted bot. He was looking for Reckless. He didn't find him.
I think he was worried about the collapse because the pings were coming down onto Jankos. I think he saw him and he was worried that he was the one that was going to end up getting pinched rather than pinching onto Reckless. Ends up getting out with his life.
Mad Lions still controlling this bottom side of the jungle. And again, this is just a very, very different Mad Lions. And again, credit to them not only for adapting their draft, but holding on strong mental after what was a very, very one-sided game. Remember that this is the team that took G2 to 5 games, the first domestic team that did beat G2, and the fact that they've been able to stay in form, that they were able to take the title over G2, credit that they are able to rise up in playoffs when it matters. It's something that Mac promised us for the entire season, but you don't really believe it till you see it, and we're starting to see it now here in Game 2.
Yeah, especially Elyoya, like you said earlier, he has 100% kill participation on this Xin Zhao up against Jankos, who I think has made amazing plays this game, and I think arguably the best form of Jankos we've seen all year long.
Certainly is. I think this is the meta for Jankos. No question marks around how Elyoya would perform, because we only really saw him in the carry meta, but he's certainly doing a great job. Now both teams waiting for the next dragon to spawn, trying to take down these tier 1s. A lot of grouping around mid. Humanoid needs to reset, currently doesn't have the TP. Curious as how much money he's currently sitting on.
Stopwatch, I think.
He's got about 1,200. Yeah, that looked like a stopwatch purchase to me, but a lot of gold sitting on the side of G2 as well. Caps wants to spend his money. Jankos wants to do the same thing.
Yeah, stopwatch so powerful at this point in the game. We'll see if he has it, but when the Dragon's coming up in 1 minute 40 seconds, 21 minutes in a game, a stopwatch, one single stopwatch can change an entire fight. Mad Lions have picked up 2. And G2 just waiting for their second items to come in. You can see Caps and Yankos waiting for those, but Mad Lions already stacked up, going to push in top. Look at the vision they have towards the bot side of the map as well.